Alright, before you freak the hell out and ask me what the hell this is, there's an explanation for everything.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
What's good, YouTube? This is your boy Jakari from Twisted Nightmare Gaming and LNN, the Lunar Nightmare Network. And I'm back at you with another deck profile. Like I said in the intro, before you freak out and instantly think that I am outside my ever-loving fucking mind, which in most cases I am. I don't deny things like this. But there is some explanation to what you see before you. I'm actually kind of organizing the extra deck at the moment. I will even actually explain choices and main and extra substitutions, all that good stuff. As always, I don't have a tailored side deck because I just kind of go with my feeling. So as soon as I finish doing this piece real quick, we'll go ahead and get started. Alright, there we go. Alright, so there are technically 4 engines in this deck. Part of the engine that's in it, one of the engines in this deck is very near and dear to my heart. Actually, technically now 2 of them are near and dear to my heart, but one of them, you're gonna know as soon as you start seeing the cards that are in it what the basis of this deck really is. So I do have it in order based on engines. So for the most part, yeah, I actually do have it in order based on engines. So we just slide that to the very back. So we have a small bestial engine here with 1 Lubellion, 1 Druid's Worm, 1 Magnamut, and 2 Serenir. Look, the goal with the bestial engine is to have added disruption. You really are not necessarily ever going to summon the Lubellion unless the particular field spell in this deck is no longer on the field, because it will get shut off otherwise. No regained, none of that. It's literally just those bestials. And then we have a Cash Tira / level 7 engine. So 1 Pankratops, 3 Fenrir, 2 Unicorn, and 2 Birth. Kind of self-explanatory. The Pankratops is in here specifically because it's my 6th level 7. So, and because, it is actual spot removal. And then I can also use it as my normal off of Birth. So, alright, and then we have the E-Telly engine, 1 Wheel Litter, 1 Tracker, and 3 E-Telly. yes, if you end up actually hard summoning these two, then these end up becoming dead cards. That is very true. I did think about putting a couple extra trackers and wielders in here just to make sure that they're not completely dead, but I was trying to not go over a certain amount of cards in the deck for once. And then now here comes the most self-explanatory part of the deck: the zombie engine. One Shang-Chi the Spirit Owl, one Baladrock, one Ghost Sleeper, 3 Mizuki, 1 Banshee, 1 Plague Spreader, and 2 Unizombie. Realistically, you could up. The only thing I would actually up in here is the Plague Spreader zombie. Because of the amount of 8s that you can 8s in the main, or 8s you can go into, how you can actually get into 10s and stuff in this deck, that would be the only one that I would go into. But because you're level modulating with the Unizombies, you don't necessarily need more than one, but it can be done. Like I said, and the 1 Banshee is in here for specifically one reason and one reason only, and it's because I play exactly 1 copy of Zombie World. So I do have more zombies, but they're all hand traps, so you kind of figured it's 3 Ash, 3 Bell, and 3 Mourner. And then let's pair that up with the 1 Ghost Fusion that you're going to search once you get the Sleeper into the grave, the 1 Zombie World, in which the 1 Banshee is in here for, and then the remainder of my spell cards. So 1 Foolish, 1 MST, not 1 Monster Reborn, I mean, and then 2 Talents. Alright, so that's it for the main. I'll be honest with you, I built this deck kind of out of just for fun, and a lot of it had to do with the fact of in testing Brian's Zombie PK Adventure Punk build. I was playing that note for note, and I ran into one major thing that pissed me off about that deck, and that is simply I would always draw the majority of the adventure engine and nothing else, even though the adventure engine in that build was only like 6-7 cards. I would actually, going second, draw open 3 to 4 pieces of the engine, and it would be all the stuff that you would need to search. So it would end up just pissing me off. So I ended up actually breaking the deck apart. So, but the majority of the actual just base zombie engine, the Unizombies and all that stuff, that is almost note for note from Brian's build from Crush Cards. So, and I actually do, like I said, I do actually like how he did that part. That actually made a lot of sense. Now for the extra deck, your only Ghost Fusion target is actually Garua. So, and then into the Link Monsters, 1 IP, 1 Unicorn, 1 Avermax, 1 Sucker. Alright, so with this, the Avermax could be any Link 4 or 5 that you want. Be perfectly honest with you, it could be the Zombie Link 4. Just remember, no zombie world does kind of limit what you can do at that point. You could actually take this out and put in Underworld Goddess. I actually thought about that. So, but the main three that you kind of want to have for this particular deck are IP, Unicorn, and Sucker. So, and then into the Synchros, one Ash Dragon, one Barone, one Immortal Dragon, one Zombie Dragon Lord, one Skeletal Dragon Felgran, and one Ching-Ying. Alright, so things that could be switched in and out of this, because this is completely the most optional part of this. If you want more tint, then you're going to cut the Skeletal Dragon Felgran, and then you could put in any other 10 in this deck. You could also, because you can level modulate, it is actually quite easy to go into Psychic and Punisher in this deck. So that's always a thought. In fact, the Punisher is in my side deck. You could always go into get a second Baron if you want. It's really just a matter of preference. And then the Exceeds that I run, one Zeus, two Shangri-La, one Zombie Vampire. Alright, so the most cuttable Exceed in here is the second Shangri-La. And in all honesty, that's what I cut to put in Pep. Because I prefer the Synchro lineup over the Exceed lineup. The second Shangri-La could be any rank 7 if you want to put a different rank 7 in. Go for it. It is what it is. I only put the two eras in here just really to have them in here because they're here. I have 7s. My big eye is my number 11 big eye is in another deck. My Draco Saxer in another deck, and I don't feel like taking them out. And I happen to like Era, because if I'm kind of just playing cash at that point, the Era comes in handy. So I'm not going to do a test hand, to be honest with you, because it's going to take a minute for me to shuffle this up and go through that motion. But like I said, I built this to kind of just fit my playstyle, just to really spam board of whatever I need it to be spammed with. It does have a very good grind game, depending on what you're playing against. It's not completely susceptible to hand traps, and you're also playing a decent amount of hand traps, seeing as how you're playing the Bestial Engine and you're playing 9 actual hand traps. So you're really running 13 hand traps in this deck because of the Bestial. So you cover a varied range of things. You could also play Imperms in here if you got them. I don't have any to spare. I don't want to take them out of another deck. I happen to actually just like the hand trap lineup because, again, if I end up landing the Baladrock on field, every one of my hand traps minus my Bestials are all zombies. So they all can trigger. They all elicit that response from Baladrock because Bell, Ash, and Mourner are all naturally zombies. So, but yeah, once a zombie world's on field, that effectively just becomes Bestial fodder. And I've actively done that a few times where I will banish my Lubellion to summon one of the other 5 Bestials. But like I said, I built this for fun. It's mid-range. It's combo heavy, but it's also a relative control deck. It it serves its purpose to have more variety in what I play, because it's actually the only zombie deck I currently have built, and it's not even just a zombie deck. It plays cash, it plays bestials, it plays E-Tele engine, which can get you into tens as well, and get you into pep if you really just aren't in that spot. I said I wasn't going to do a test hand, but I'll give you one just in case. Let me see what I can do here. You're really looking to have at least one piece of every engine, or two parts of one and one of the other. You're really just trying to have anywhere from 2 to 3 parts of the 4 engines. So you could go through the motions of doing the cash part with the E-Tele, and that would work if you had the one cash monster, which works out. You could go the route of the cash in a hand in a non-bestial hand trap actually gets you into a 10. And truth be told, you're gonna probably just sit on that with, unfortunately, with one negate, because you're probably gonna go straight into a Baron more often than not. Reborn, Serenir, Talent, Fenrir, Unizombie. Okay. You know what? Sure, let's do this one going... Let's do this one going first. Alright. Special Fenrir. And you can go either one, it doesn't really matter. Actually, go Unicorn. You don't want to exhaust all your Fenrirs too early. Alright. Normal Unizombie. Affect the target itself to dump one. So in this instance, you could, if you want to land the zombie world on field early, dump this, and then activate the zombie world. Or you could dump the sleeper, the ghost sleeper, add the ghost fusion. Either one is fine. But for this instance, I'm gonna land the zombie world first. Alright, so now we're just gonna link off. I'm gonna link off at the sucker. We're gonna reborn the Fenrir. Sucker to draw. Not knowing that was gonna be what that was, I would actually have said, get back to Unizombie. Again, the unknown is always going to be there. But if we would have known that the top card would have been Birth, I would have gotten back the Unizombie, then Birth back the Fenrir, synchroed for 10. But it is what it is. In all actuality, alright, so we're gonna put this hair in here. Link summon. Put IP. And then birth back. If you want to dump, nah, you're not gonna trigger that to dump the one of the bestials. Kind of just want to keep them. We're gonna birth back that Fenrir. And again, it's a very unassuming board, but you do have the interaction off of this on your opponent. You do have a way of going into Avermax. You can go into Unicorn, or again, any other Link 4, or if you really want to just be funny, the minute they land a monster, you could go IP and go into Goddess if you decide to put the Goddess in this deck. So, but folks, that was really it. It allows you to do a little bit of control. You do combo off. You Nib does kind of screw you, to an extent. You don't completely die to an Ash. Bestials only hurt the zombie side of the deck because the bestials against this deck only can hit Plague Spreader, they can hit most of your extra deck except for Shangri-Era and Ash Dragon and Baron. They can only hit the dark zombies in your main, because that's really it. Everything else is earth, wind. Yeah, earth and wind. I don't have... Yeah, it's... Besides your bestials, which are light and dark, the non-hand trap zombies that it hits are Unizombie, Baladrock, Shang-Chi, and Plague Spreader, and Ghost Sleeper. But you don't really care if they hit the Ghost Sleeper to summon anything, because all you needed was Sleeper to hit the grave to search the Ghost Fusion. But folks, that's it for me. Let me know what you think. Let me know what changes you would want to try to make to it. I'll actually take them into consideration, test them out, because I'm always willing to learn different avenues to make stuff better. But this has been your boy Jakari from Twisted Nightmare Gaming and LNN, the Lunar Nightmare Network. I'm signing off. I'll catch you guys on the next one.